Hey guys, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we've got another turn of Mountain Arena for you here. This will probably be a reasonably quick one, just because we're only going to do one turn this episode, because I've only got 20 minutes, and I'm going to try to squeeze one in here. No messages this turn, too, which will increase the speed. I think we will start with, well, let's start with Nifelheim. They have been attacked, but managed to repel some villains, and they are moving in towards Tirnanog. Must be exceptionally frustrating for the elves. And the elves are in this kind of weird position, right? Because they've kind of been attacked by Agartha. They've managed to repel it. They were going to go on Lanka, but they've gotten repelled there. So this has happened to me before in games too. It's just like, it's kind of like failing to launch. It's a little bit like the elves are still like living in their parents' basement. But they're not dead, right? They're not like druggies. They're not out on the street, right? Like, they're alive. They're kind of doing okay, but they're in their parents' basement. And Nifelheim is just coming along and, like, just kind of making things worse. It's maybe the best way to describe it. Just making things worse. Okay. Agartha, building up on the border with Lanka, but has not moved yet. Lanka, oh my god. Oh no, he's patrolled out all the assassins from Tirnanog. So for those of you who don't know, Tirnanog gets really good assassins. They get these banshees. And usually you put air gems on them and you have them do like big air elementals or something. It doesn't look like he's done that here for these. But yeah, I mean, this is super expensive. Oh no, he patrols out these elves too. Oh no. All just dumpstering the elves. Just dumpstering them. Oh no. Poor babies. Yeah. Elves don't like it when you patrol, let me tell you what. Oh my god. Poor Tirnanog, they are just in all sorts of trouble. And Lanka's looking super good. I mean, what are they going to do now? Now it's basically like Lanka versus Agartha. And Agartha's got some good stuff. It's possible Agartha gets all this stuff together and he's got a doom stack that can fight Lanka. But this army's going to be in position, I think, to fight on this throne. I think the nap expires this turn. I don't know if it can make... They have 4 survival, so I think most of the important units are going to be able to get here. So that's very spicy. And that covers that column. Let's come over here on the Micklin. Oh, no. So Vanheim got some of his guys caught... No, he just attacked. But there's a Lankan army here. Why would you attack this? This is the problem. These guys have like a very manly bless. Like... These guys are going to murder elves. They've got 19 attack. Like, just look at this battle. Like, okay, you've got a few of these guys who aren't even sacred, but they've got 20 defense. Like, if you have 20 defense, but the enemy has 19 attack, this unit basically is like a... It's not even really like a cav. It's really just like a sort of like a normal infantry. Like, they just get the shit walloped out of them. Oh boy, and this is going to be the battle next turn. All the Vanheers have moved over. Oh, maybe it'll be a turn after. I don't know if he can get here by then. These guys might have been patrolled out. I think they were patrolled out, is what I think. We can probably see. Irban, that would be at the end. Wait, where... Oh, we don't get a message for it. Okay, yeah. Okay, so these guys were patrolled out. That's acceptable. God, we're just seeing the elves get butchered by patrols. Oh, and then Vanheim gets yeeted here by some long dead. This might be the Necromancer event. That is a lot of long dead. Holy shitballs. I mean, he had 20 PD, or 10 at least PD here. I don't think it's the Necromancer event, but damn, that's a lot of long dead. Okay, so Vanheim's getting in position. We're going to have a big battle here soon. I don't think... I mean, that's a lot of sacreds here. He's claimed it. I don't think Vanheim can take this fight. I mean, we're going to have to see major tech from Vanheim to win this. We're going to need a lot of mages. We're going about this on and on about this last episode. Thunderstrike, Air Elementals, Storm, Strength of Giants, Legions of Steel, all those things on the Van Heers. Like, all we need... because it's a little late. It's turn 36. You need to be coming into a battle, especially against what we know about this Micklin player. Very good player. Like, you need to be coming to this mid-game battle, because we are definitely in the mid-game, like, deep in the mid-game, right? With, like, fancy tech. Not like Fog Warriors and stuff yet, necessarily. Though nations with really fast research could even have that by now. But we're going to need to be seeing a lot of things. And we didn't see any of those against Nifelheim. So, remains to be seen what Vanheim can do to mobilize. And this gets pinged. So I assume this turn is the war orders, because it looks like Micklin's ready to go. And Vanheim has nothing to defend on the southern front. Nothing to defend on the southern front except his pants around his ankles. But that has never been a great defense that I have seen before. Oh my god, it's such a... Oh god. Oh god. The underworld where he gets gnomes? Imagine if Micklin gets this. Because Vanheim already gets Earth access. Micklin getting that would be huge. And the Doom Cloud? Ballin, you fucker. How do you get provinces like this? 7? He gets a 9 gem province casually, and it's not like that's his only thing. He's gotten so many of these. Look at this. It's like he goddamn cheated. It's like he cheated. Squandering this position, Ballin. Like, where is he spending all these gems? Because he doesn't put gems on mages. We haven't seen thugs with gear to speak of. I don't think he has any globals. The only global is Mother Oak by Micklin. I'm not exactly sure when that got put up, but I probably missed it. I don't see summons. Where are the gems? Okay, well, that's that column. Now, TNG, they have just finished up. I think this will be the turn Hinam's dead. Yep. Activity at Tophet is fake news. I found out in the comments from because this series has been going up by the time this is recorded, that Tophet's actually like a site of blood sacrifices or something in the Middle East. Presumably in the Hinnom Valley. So, yeah, activity at Tophet is fake news. There you go. Thanks to whoever wrote that in the comments. Very funny name. Awesome. But yeah, done there. That's TNG. So TNG has now consolidated their power. Hinnom's dead. They get to decide what to do next. Importantly for them, the war with Ubar is not over. But... there was a very big battle here this turn. Oh my gosh. The Dai Oni just coming back and back and back. Howl going up. That's being cast by the Serpent King, which I believe is the god over here, yeah. Ooh, fancy gear on him, too. Air hat? These falling fires wasting a lot of fatigue. One of the things that I've learned is that if you're doing evocation strategies or generally like kind of budget retail mage stuff, like basically non-buffing sort of things, especially if like improved casting AI is on and you like what it typically has your mages do off script, it can be a lot better to put your mages on advance and cast spells. Because like right here, the only thing they can do is drop falling fires on these guys. But once they go on advanced and cast, you can see they kind of waddle forward and will do more useful things. And these Jin are dropping, but they could just... Look, I mean, these... They're getting just one-hit killed, basically, by these Dai Oni. I mean, these Dai Oni have magic weapons and spirit sight and 21 attack. They don't give a fuck about anything a Jin has to do or say. We see a couple air elementals coming down. Now, the Shaitan are an advancing cast, and this green thing that you just saw... A falling fire is coming out. What we want to see is that green thing is Smokeless Flame. That right there, this animation is Smokeless Flame. So that is the thing that's capable of killing a lot of these Dai Oni. I wonder if he did a precision bonus. He did. This is one of the interesting things about Dominions, is it is a game of hard counters. And Ubar just cannot come up with an answer to these Dai Oni. He just can't do it. And he's tried a lot of things. He's tried the Just Man's Crosses. He's tried the Smokeless Flames, which can kill him, but now he's putting fire resistance gear on his Dai Oni, and now that's not working. So the thing was, this is an interesting idea that a guy... who's kind of advising me, runs a business, was saying is, like, whenever you're coming up with a plan for a business, never have it in your business plan, the stupidity of the competitors. Like, don't be banking on the stupidity of your opponents. And I think that definitely applies to Dominions. So in this case, he came up with the plan, which is like, I'm going to run up Evocation and get Smokeless Flames, because this is the only thing I can figure out right now as a way to kill these goddamn Dai Oni. Right? So you do that, but then if you have a smart opponent, they respond and they put fire gear on. So he's got an extra 10 fire gear, right? And then with Temper Flash and all the built-in resistance, it's really high. So the thing is, Ubar had to commit research to go up this path to get Smokeless Flame, which was smart, and he did kill a couple Dai Oni from it. But then his opponent evolved, put on more fire resistance. Well, Ubar's now got this research, which was a major investment, and the Dai Oni just changed out a bit of gear, which is a minor investment. So in some ways, you could say that Ubar made this decision assuming his opponent wouldn't react quickly or well enough. Now, he had to do something. And coming up with Holy Scourge Shaitan is not trivial. They have to have... It's not like you just put a Holy Scourge on them. They need very specific sets of gear. And that's one of the things where sometimes you just have to have played the game a ton to kind of figure out what those specific sets are going to be. And even then, there's still some game back and forth. Like, the Dai Oni can potentially come up with a kit that will do it, but if you have enough resources, you can probably fight that back as Ubar. But oh no, the wolves, which are coming out from Hal, are doing a pretty good job at actually turning these Dai Oni into a bit of a buffet. And the Hoberg crossbow ran out of ammo, so they ran in. I don't know why. These mages, I think, have run into melee. Oh, they've run out of ammo. They were on fire. Oh, man, with these Just Man's Crosses. Feels so bad. These Just Man Crosses, one of the things that just seems like they would work, and then it didn't. All these mages with Just Man's Crosses running into melee because they're on fire. I wonder if there's a way around that. If you know in the comments, put it. Or if you know, put it in the comments. I wonder if you put it on, like, orders none. Would they always cast spells, or would they be like, oh, this is a great time to use my crossbow, I would use that? Like, does anybody know, does the AI compare those two things? Like, how good is my weapon versus the spell? Like, if the spell's under a threshold, I'm going to shoot or attack? I'd be super interested to know that. I do not know. My assumption is they're always going to cast the spell. But I don't think that's actually right. I think that's just my operating assumption because they usually do it. But I can think of exceptions where I've seen the things charge into combat when you script them to no preference off script. Okay, we're going to speed through this now because, oh man, they just slowly work through their Shaitan. These Dai Oni, they're such animals. They are such animals. These are heroes. So he's lost 2 of his heroes. He lost 6 of his Kahin. He lost 1 of his Jin Sahara. He's lost 2 Shaitan and all of the Chaff. And on Yomi's side, they only lost a Namari and Chaff. So a shattering defeat for Ubar. And, of course, these Yomi decide to storm the fort afterwards. What a cool Yomi play here. And I want to repeat, it's not like you just do Holy Scourge, and it's not even just like there's a lot of counterplay back and forth. There is room for Ubar to win this matchup, right? But in no way is it like simple, like just do Shaitan with good Scourges and they win, right? Because like Yomi can Skelly spam, or the guys can land amidst the Chaff. So it's like you have to kill all the Chaff, and then you jump in with the Holy Scourges. But how do you kill all the Chaff if they're still Skelly spamming? You know, you're like, okay, well, and there's ways to do it, you know, but it's a game, is what I'm trying to say, right? There's a lot of variables, and accounting for all which ones are going to be present and in which quantity is pretty tough. And Ubar had done a great job last turn of controlling the land around this. Oh no, I think this is the end of Ubar, guys. Yeah, these Dai Oni are just murdering all of the Jin. Gets hit with some smokeless flames. It's really interesting. The AI is still casting it, even though this guy has 30 shot fire resistance. And it's doing damage, but it's just not enough. This is one of the things, like if he didn't have a bonus... Oh god. 15 fire resistance from that. If they didn't have the bonus fire resistance, he would have gotten torched. It's really good play by Yomi. All right. Sorry, I stepped away for a minute, but yeah, this is a devastating loss for Ubar. I think they're basically out of the game now. They were kind of beat back after some of the losses earlier, but I mean, this is pretty definitive. They are in a very, very, very bad way right now. A very bad way. Be interesting. I feel like making Sultan would have probably been the right call. Because the thing is, if you're going to spend a lot of gear on Shaitan, I feel like in a lot of times... Oh, it's kind of hard to see. I feel like a lot of times it'd be better to have the Sultan chassis. It's better stats. I don't know. And they all have Earth, which is really important for like mitigating the Dai Oni damage. Hard to say. Anyway. I mean, let's actually take a look real quick. The Shaitan, yeah, I mean, he's better attack and defense stats. I think the magic power is the same. Unless, are these magic power 2? Firepower 1. Where's magic power? Yeah, magic power 1. Yeah, these guys don't have heat power. And these stats are without... I mean, these guys can be real stat monsters in Friendly Dominion. So yeah, I think these were probably the trick, along with like Holy Scourges and some other gear. But anyway, I mean, they gave us just a ton of cool battles. And I think this is a great example too. He was coming up with like lots of strategies to try to survive, to try to like figure out how to turn a fight around on Yomi. He was trying to like come up with stuff on his own. And that's one of the really like most fun parts of Dominions, is trying to like figure things out, solve for little problems. Ultimately, he just couldn't do it, and, well, no, he did. He came up with some things, but ultimately, he got outmaneuvered. So, I think the writing's on the wall now. We won't spend a ton of time covering this conflict, I think, because Ubar's mostly spent. Even if they can hold on for a few more turns or have even small reversals, it's going to be very difficult for them to actually reverse the tides of this conflict. So, yeah. We've discussed Tianchi, and I believe that brings us to the end of this episode. Right at 20 minutes as predicted. So thank you all for watching. Next episode will be kind of interesting, I think mostly because we're going to have the Micklin and Vanheim showdown. I think we might do 2 turns in that episode as well. So either way, we'll be having a big fight next turn. So tune in, see what happens. See you guys then.